So there have been rumors that the Cavaliers would entertain the idea of trading the Brooklyn pick, which is currently around number 5 in the upcoming draft. Of course, it's a lottery, so we're not going to know for a fact, but decent idea nonetheless, for DeAndre Jordan, and they would trade away Tristan Thompson along with that pick. And I think a few questions are raised from this. Number one being, should the Cavaliers really entertain the offer? Do they need DeAndre Jordan? Does DeAndre Jordan give them a real chance against the Golden State Warriors? And if he does not give you that chance against the Warriors, then do you really give up the prospect that you will get with this pick? Well, I mean, if we can just talk about DeAndre versus Golden State, I mean, the moment they go small, he's going to have a problem because Draymond is going to be out on the perimeter, and you're going to have DeAndre way out there. I guess your other option would be to have DeAndre matched up on Iguodala, and then you just let Iguodala kind of shoot open threes, and you match up like Jay Crowder on Draymond Green. But it's not like the Warriors have never seen that sort of thing. Like, Iguodala can attack off the bounce pretty well if you leave him open, but also they'll just counter that by having Iguodala involved in the actual offense. So they'll have Andre bring the ball up floor. They'll have him be the ball handler in a pick and roll. They'll have him set a screen. Like, they'll do something to attack DeAndre Jordan on the perimeter. They're not just going to let him sit there in the paint and ignore Iguodala in the corner. So, I don't know. I mean, does DeAndre really make them good enough to beat the Warriors? Ultimately, I don't think so. So based on that, I don't think they should give up the Brooklyn pick to get DeAndre Jordan anyway. So we basically answered the question of the video in 2 minutes. I mean, is there a counter argument to how much DeAndre can help you against Golden State? I mean, he grabs a lot of offensive rebounds, sure. Tristan Thompson also does as well, and Golden State basically neutralized Thompson throughout the entire finals. Part of that being Zaza Pachulia is just kind of difficult to grab rebounds over. He might not be that skilled of a basketball player, and sometimes he screws up, but if anything, he's at least a decently strong guy. And I think he could do that against DeAndre Jordan the way he did against Tristan Thompson. But also, like, I don't think the Cavs need DeAndre against the Celtics. I mean, would it be nice? Yeah, sure. I mean, Drummond killed them on the boards the other game. They have Aaron Baines now, who does an okay job against rebounding bigs, but I mean, if the Celtics and the Cavs played in the conference finals right now without DeAndre Jordan, I would still pick Cleveland. So I just don't think they need DeAndre Jordan for that. And ultimately, if you don't need him and if he doesn't put you over the hump, then you should not give up a top 10 pick for him, wherever it may end up. But then if we look at some potential other options for the Cavaliers, because, you know, Thompson has been kind of not good this season. His offensive rebounding, his pick-and-roll defense, his ability to switch on to guards has been really good in the past. It has not been good this season. His net rating is ugly as hell. Sure, he's injured right now, but it just has not been going very well. So I can understand the want to get a new center in there. And actually, before I dive into that, let's make it known that the Cavaliers do have their own pick. The 2018 first, which is probably going to be like high 20s, 26th, 27th, something like that. Maybe a little lower because it's a LeBron James regular season team. Who knows? Maybe DeAndre's stock is just super low. I mean, I was going through a few teams, and I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot of teams out there that I think, 1, need a center, 2, should actually make the move, and 3, can put an offer together that the Clippers actually like that much. Like, a lot of them involve the Clippers taking back someone who's like on a longer contract. You know what I mean? Like Marcin Gortat or Dellavedova and Teletovic. These type of moves. So maybe Thompson and the Cavaliers first would be enough for DeAndre Jordan. I mean, there's a trend here where star players are getting moved for really not that much. Melo got moved for Enes Kanter in a first. It was a first-round pick, right? I believe. Paul George got moved for Oladipo and Sabonis, although those two seem to be playing a lot better than we all thought they could. DeMarcus Cousins went for Buddy Hield and some other stuff that I don't remember. Eric Bledsoe just moved for Greg Monroe, an expiring contract. So these sorts of things are developing, and maybe DeAndre Jordan's market really is not that high, and the Cavaliers could trade him for their late first-round pick. Now, maybe the Clippers would not be happy with that, and maybe somebody else could put an offer together, but, I mean, given just the recent trades we've seen in the NBA, who the hell really knows anymore when it comes to what is the actual market for a player? So, I mean, keep your eyes out on that one. But if we were going to talk about other centers, I mean, the Nerlens Noel situation, man, it's out there in Dallas. Whether it be Rick Carlisle's stubbornness, Nerlens Noel's stubbornness, maybe a change of scenery would be ideal, and that 2018 first, I'm sure the Mavericks would definitely be on board with taking that. As far as how the money would work in that situation, well, luckily for, I guess, both teams involved, the Mavericks are under the salary cap, so maybe something to the terms of like Iman Shumpert goes to Dallas, and then maybe even Dwight Powell to the Cavaliers. That would give the Mavericks one less year on a player, because Shumpert has one less year than Dwight Powell, and then the Mavericks, of course, get the first-round pick from the Cavs. Maybe something like that. Dwight Powell might actually be able to do something for Cleveland. Or maybe the Cavaliers would not want to take on that extra contract. Maybe they would take on Josh McRoberts instead. He's on a 1 year. Then maybe the Mavericks would come back with, well, no, we're not going to give up an expiring when Shumpert's got 2 years left. Well, he's got a player option. Whatever. I don't think it would be a huge holdup, but there would be a little bit of negotiating to go along. But something like that could be a possibility. And with Nerlens, I mean, yeah, he's not as good as DeAndre, but the potential's still there. He's significantly cheaper, and you don't have to give up your top 10 pick to get him. But once again, maybe DeAndre's market will just be terrible, and the Clippers are forced to take that high 20s pick from the Cavs for him. So yeah, I think I'm done. Ultimately, the Cavaliers should not trade for DeAndre, because I don't think it puts them over the top against the Warriors. And the Brooklyn pick, it's just too valuable. I think they need to look at other center options, or they can hope that DeAndre just doesn't draw that much attention, because nearly every single team is swamped over the salary cap at this point.